Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live stream. Sorry we're running a bit late. Uh, some technical difficulties in getting online for some reason. Stan's here. Well, Stan, how are you? Dave, how are you? Is that fella late again? I am actually. Actually, uh, I wasn't late. I was here. I was just having an issue getting on. World War Bricks, hello, how are you? Um, so how's everyone doing? How's everyone been? I have been busy. As you can see, I have the Tupperware boxes down. Um, that's for the competition. I will explain things in a minute when people start arriving. Just getting over the flu. Uh, so, so Stan is just getting over the flu. And World War Bricks, are you heading up to the Medal Fair in Dublin tomorrow? I'm not. World War Bricks. I wish I was, but I'm not. Um, it should be a good fair. It normally is a good fair. I won't be heading to this time, but hopefully next time I'll get a chance to get up there. So yeah, are you heading up yourself, World War Bricks? I was last not last was it last weekend? It was last weekend or the weekend before. It was the weekend before actually. I was out and about to as you can see I did like a little video on the north and smuggling and how hard it was to secure the border. Um I have another one of those videos coming up. So I was out and about doing trying to get stuff like that done. Um and I did the Australian Army in Vietnam video as well, which people seem to enjoy. What is everyone drinking? Have you been before? What's it like? And yeah, I'm hoping to. I was at one before when they had it in Cork, and it's um the one when I was at the one in Cork. It was fine. It was good. It was good crack. There was like-minded people there. There was some people there charging some massive money for medals that were rare at the time, I suppose. At a fair like that, though, you're not exactly going to get. You will get deals, I suppose, if you look hard enough. But at those type of fairs, most people know what they're doing. So it can be good and bad. Andrew, hello, how are you? G and T for me. Dave's drinking gin and tonic. You posh bugger, you. What? Want to collect three man? When went to collect three mannequins? 30 quid got their bloody children-sized mannequins. Oh no. Oh no. Military Collectibles, hello, how are you? Stands on DDRT. Uh, much trading on it. Yeah, there's normally a lot of trading at that medal fair. It's not just medals. You'll come across other bits and pieces as well. Um, you'll come across guys trying to sell off stuff from their own private collections. And you'll come across dealers. So yeah, so it's good. The tunic keeps the tonic keeps the malaria away. Yeah. So the smell and fear away. Thing caught you out, I guess. Good evening, everyone. Nick, hello, how are you? The smell and fear away. Thing kept you out, I guess. Thing caught you out, I guess. Oh, I don't know. So yeah, so that's what I was up to for the last weekend anyway. Um, this weekend there's a video coming up Saturday and there's a video coming up Sunday, and the competition. I'll tell you what the competition is now. I'll tell it out a few times throughout the live. So what the competition is on the first video that gets uploaded on Saturday. That's a bit of a lie. There's one going to be uploaded on Saturday, and one will be uploaded on Sunday. But it's the video that's going to be uploaded on the Saturday. If you give a like and in the comments of that, and if you give comment below, and if you can, so we say you like whatever the video is, you give a comment below. Could be anything. Hello, how are you? Well done, very good video. Whatever, crap video, doesn't make any difference, right? Uh, no, on average, I normally get 10 subscribers or 10 comments. So I'm just going to try something. So what we're going to do is, on that comment section, just write a comment, right? Anybody that writes a comment on that section goes into the draw. When you go into the draw, there will be a random hand. Will pick a name out of a hat, and the winner gets the mystery box, the off banner mystery box. So does that sound fair? Does everyone like that idea? So that's the competition. The competition is the video on the Saturday. Uh, if you leave a comment on the video, you're going to you get into the draw pretty much. I missed that. Sorry. So the video that's been uploaded on Saturday. In the comment section below that, if you leave a comment in that section, you're automatically entered into the draw. And then a random hand will pick somebody out of a hat, and that's the winner of the box for the off banner stuff. So if you're happy with that suggestion, actually, why would I ask you? Well, I suppose I do like, but that's good. That was how it's going to be done. Stan actually helped me come up with that idea. Fair play, Stan. Um, I don't know what's wrong with the post actually here, because I'm waiting on a book that Stan was supposed to have sent me. Um, Still hasn't arrived, and I'm waiting on some East. I think Dave. Don't Dave is there. You can answer. Did you if it has if it's still in the works or if it's been done? But I'm waiting on some East German stuff, and it hasn't arrived yet. So I don't know. Can't stay long, but thought I'd pop in and say I finally managed to find out. I finally managed to find a teflonized Northern Ireland combat helmet, as it as it's in bad nick, but hoping to repair it. Got it for 60. Not bad for something rare. Yeah, it's not bad for something rare at all, buddy. Uh, I have stuff ordered from the UK that hasn't arrived. It's been over a month. Okay, so it's not just me then. It was sent last Friday. Okay. Jim Timber got his item, so hopefully the book will turn up. Yeah, the post from the UK seems to have gotten bloody mental lately. Yet I ordered a gas mask from Ireland and it arrived the next day. Brexit. Yeah, it must be Brexit. Well, lads, I'm sorry. You have no one to blame but yourselves. Watch this now, you're slammed by a load of people going, how dare you talk about Brexit? Look, Brexit doesn't concern me to a certain degree. There was a bit of an issue, and there still is a bit of an issue about the border. But look, that's politics. It's one thing we don't do on this channel is we don't talk about politics. So back to the competition. Competition is Saturday. Video on Saturday. Leave a comment in the comment section. You will be entered into a draw. If you enter into the draw, your or your name will be pulled out of a hat, and you will win the up banner mystery box. So there you go. There's no other way I can think of it. Likely the rarest piece of kit from the troubles. Last saw one set 3 years ago. Roughly 350 quid. Yeah, they are bloody expensive. It's like D-Day here, bonfire night, fireworks. Oh, okay. Bonfire night. Is that Guy Fawkes night over there then? We don't have that here. But Halloween, alright. And fireworks are actually illegal in Ireland, believe it or not, because they seem to turn up, but they are actually illegal. Oh, also, I just got back from some Yeek, and which was great. Lots of stuff for the collection. Very good, World Bricks. Yeah, I was in Ypres. I have been to Ypres before. I have been to Normandy. I was in the Somme. I was in Verdun. I was in Saint Mary Glees. I was in Point du Hoc. I was in Gold Sword, Juno, Omaha, and Utah. Um, I was in St. Mary Glees. I was in the Pegasus Bridge. Uh, yeah, I did a lot of touring at one stage over around there. Also visited Omaha. Yeah, Omaha is a bit. Hmm. They should be illegal here now, I reckon. Only my opinion. Do you have much accidents before here at Halloween? It was notorious. Some young fellow was always after blowing his fingers off, or they would fire a firework into a bonfire and people would get hurt. But it doesn't seem to happen as much as it used to. Um, I cop 26 in full swing, and half of Glasgow is a bonfire. Oh, okay, it's a bonfire. It's a bit weird with the post one something on eBay 3 weeks ago, and it's 2 weeks overdue. Won something on eBay Saturday, and it's here Monday morning. Yeah, I don't know what's the what's the hit and miss. Irish, the local post, shall we say, seems to have no problem bloody delivering bills. But yeah, I was just wondering where what was happening. Look, the stuff will turn up. It'll turn up like. But we'll wait and see. Uh, I did. Excuse me. I did manage to get my hands on one of these, and I wanted to talk about this today. I got my hands on this today. Uh, it's a breadboard, simple breadboard. A friend of mine has a shop. The bread man left it. I asked him, could I have it? He said, yeah, work away. I'm going to make a badge board out of it. Pre made badge board. So literally, I'm going to get a piece of felt. I'm going to uh, glue it to the inside of it, put my badges on it, and then get a piece of plexiglass and with small little screws, screw a sheet of plexiglass around it. And you have a um, ready made badge board. I don't know if it was, I was thinking, should I do it in a video? But I don't think people would be interested in how to make a badge board out of a piece of out of a breadboard, first of all. Um, so yeah, so we went and see. I reckon. Okay, years ago, our family always did a Guy Fawkes thing, fireworks, etc. But across access to more powerful ones that parts let off before and after the 5th of November. Time out. Okay, so this I've been looking at mannequins and signal mannequin heads for a while now. Any luck? Something that I don't know. Look, something that I don't think that would be hard to come by. How I got those three mannequins? Um, if you're in Ireland, I think you were in Ireland, aren't you, World War Bricks? There's two websites called. One is called Dundee, and the other is called Adverts. That's how I got those ones. I just literally kept looking on those, and that's how I got them. Hard to come by because of size. Uh, that's how I got my mannequins anyway. Yep. Yeah. All right. Okay. Plenty of female ones about. Yeah. Stan has a little comment about some of his mannequins. Did you still pick them up, Stan, or did you just leave them? Because I wouldn't. I would have just said no, they're not for me, buddy, and left them. Well, but sure, each their own. Uh, I'm not gonna, as I meant to say about the competition, I'm not actually going to tell you about what videos are coming up, but it is the one on Saturday that you need to comment on. If you comment on Saturday, and it's only if you comment on Saturday, so you have to comment within 24 hours before the next video comes up. I forgot to say that. That's the cutoff. So when the video comes up on Saturday, watch it and comment, and then once the video comes up on Sunday, that's it. It's closed. So it's only what's up on Saturday. If you're willing to spend cash, Europe mannequins is the way to go. Roughly 270, but quality stuff. I have seen some Euro mannequins. Oh, you left them. That yeah, I suppose that I do the same, buddy. Um, I have seen Euro mannequins. Euro mannequins are fantastic, and hopefully, when this place, when when we're in the bigger war room, the purpose built war room, Uh, we will be getting one because I think they're fantastic. I will be getting one, yeah. Royal Mail worker here. Sorry, everyone. Oh, sorry, Andrew. We didn't mean to be slating you, but yeah, well, where's our stuff? Big Border Regiment Airborne mannequin is female with painted on beard. Beast at Eurovision singer. Actually, yeah, I've never thought of that. With the beard, he's about 20 years old. Yeah, I forgot about that. But the Israeli the Eurovision singer with the beard. Yeah, it was a strange one, but sure. Padraig Queen bloody hell, that would be worth more than the uniform I put on it. The thing about Euro mannequins is they're fully, what's the word? Dexteric. You can move them whatever way you want them. Um, and their facial expressions are fantastic. And I do believe they have a specific um, World War II uh, line because the mannequins are smaller. They're smaller because back then apparently the people were on average were smaller anyway. So original uniforms are smaller, so the mannequins are much smaller. Now, in saying that, my uh, Ike jacket that I did the video on, um, I'd say it's around a 36 regular. I don't think it's that small, but yeah. I am waiting for stuff to send you a package as well. Oh, you've sent me a package. Oh, I didn't know you sent me a package, Andrew. Thanks very much. Did I know you were sending me a package? Okay. Lads, if you do send me a package, I do really appreciate it, and I really really like it, and obviously I like it, and I will do an unboxing on it if that's what you want. Um, so yeah, so that's it. I really appreciate it if you do send stuff, and if you want to trade, obviously I will trade stuff. That's fine too. So thanks very much, lads. But he protects me as I sleep. Have I missed something? Where have I gone? But he protects me as I sleep. I made a custom base to support him, but otherwise can't complain. Oh, for your mannequin, very cool. Military collectibles for your badge board. Try high density foam sheet available on a roll on eBay. Oh, okay, yeah, I never thought of that actually. I was just going to put a piece of uh, not carpet, lino, lino base on the thing, and then a sheet of green felt material over that. But yeah, that sounds like a plan too. Could try that. See how things go. Uh, Mine is only an inch higher than me, so perfect height. Oh, very good, Potter. Cool. Um, yeah. The one thing about full size mannequins is they do take a bit of room. Sure, that's the hobby. That is the hobby. So yeah, should you think I should do a video on the badge board and we see how it turns out? Um, I don't know. I don't know. Would people be interested in something like that? That is the question. Uh, yeah, I always make my mannequins my height, apart from Ivan, who is taller than me, and it's scary. Um, green green blaze works as well for display boards. Oh, cool. Uh, yeah, there's a few ideas what we'll do with the old display board, badge board. I was thinking of cutting it up and maybe making one big one and two small ones out of it. But then I'd have to get timber and I'd have to get a bait or the edge in to make it. So I don't know, because I have an idea. I have like Irish Army rank markings, and I have British Army rank markings, and I have all the ranks for the junior enlisted. And I was thinking of like having display boards with um British Army rank markings and their equivalent. the Irish Army rank markers, but then there's some that we don't that they have we don't have. There's some we have they don't have. So there'd have to be two separate boards. Um, for a cheaper display board, try Cork Kitchen Notice Board. I did see you mention that one time in a video, and I will try it. I have cap edges with no berets for them yet, so I would probably try that on them. Um, try that method for them. Was looking at that green blaze in Hobbycraft. Might pick some up. Oh, cool. Okay, Hobbycraft. Is there a Hobbycraft around here? There is actually. I might be able to get something like that. Uh, there was something I went to the show. Was it Andrew or somebody was asking me before about had I any Scottish items? Um, and that's the only. This is the only. Or is it Jim? Was it Jim? I think it was Jim Timber actually that was asking me. Is Jim Scottish? Can't remember. Some Scottish lad asked me anyway. Had I any Scottish items? And this is the only Scottish item I have, and it is the Highland Light Infantry. Um, that's the only Scottish thing I have. So I'm not drinking anything tonight, so I don't have to wear a drinking cap. But it would be an interesting drinking cap. Sad bit of history about this one is this regiment um, lost three of its members on Op Banner and the initial part of Op Banner, and it basically how they were killed. They were kidnapped. They were taken from a pub, and they were executed. And because of the three individuals, there was two brothers in it. I'm not going to mention names again, obviously, because I don't want to upset families and things like that and get my facts wrong. But there was two brothers in it and one other individual, a friend of theirs, and because of that, British soldiers were not allowed out on to bars or clubs or anything like that anymore when they were off duty. Local UDR guys could, but if you were from a different regiment from the mainland, as they used to say, you weren't allowed out of your camp or your barracks after those guys were killed. Um, where have we gone? Nice Glengarry. It is a Glengarry. It is nice. Yeah. What is the difference in the role of Thames and a Glengarry? A Glengarry, a Tam O'Shanter, if I remember, is their version of like a beret, and this is a Glengarry. We don't have this type of a Glengarry in Ireland, so what we call like so a Glengarry is pretty much a cap. Um, but that's a Glengarry. That's classified as a Glengarry. We don't use those in Ireland, so the Irish ones are known as Glengarrys. They're and the beret type ones that you see with the flat. You do I have one? I don't have one handy. They're Glengarrys or they're Tam O'Shanters as far as I know. Glengarry is more for best dress in terms of for more general wear. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. No, maybe I was talking out my because I thought different. So would units like the Gordons wear both? Um, the Irish Guards, they're pipers and they're bandmen. Sorry, they're pipers anyway. Definitely, they're pipers wear Glengarrys, and the rest of the guys wear berets. Royal Irish Regiment, everyone wears a Glengarry. Or they don't call them Glengarrys, they call them Cobbins. Even more confusing. Um, and if you're attached to that regiment, they make you wear the Cobbin. You have to wear the Cobbin. If you're signals, I have a signals one that was attached to it. It's Cobbin. I have a medical officer um, that was attached to them, so he wore a Cobbin. They are part of. They're rejoining the Air Assault British version of the Air Assault Division or the 16th Air Division, and there was talk of him wearing the maroon beret rather than their Glengarries. But it looks like there's a combination of two. They're going to wear the maroon beret with green backing behind the cap edge, and I think they're hackle as well at the same time, um, as a working dress, and then they're going to keep their Glengarries for uh, they're going to keep their Glengarries for regular use, home use, things like that. So yeah, so that's what I know of about Glengarries and things like that. I'd wear both. I did wear both. Okay. Why did I sound Scottish when I said that? But yeah, that's a Glengarry. Um, yeah. Do I have it? There we go. That's a Corbin, but this one is actually Royal Irish Rangers, and they wore the cap. Didn't they wear their caps that way? They actually wore them over. Yeah. So that's a bit small for me. But yeah, so that's a Corbin. They actually the cap edge is nearly worn between their eye and their ear. That way. Oh, Heckle's a bit. Heckle needs a bit of a cleaning. There we go. So that is the Royal Irish Regiment or the Royal Irish Rangers. The Royal Irish Regiment one is pretty much the same, but underneath this one says Royal Irish Rangers. They have theirs changed. I believe. Have I any other copy handy? There's another Irish regiment in the British Army that is now amalgamated. That is the Queen's Royal Irish Hussars. They have been disbanded or amalgamated now also. Their beret is different. Somebody been killed outside. Their beret is different as well. They have this band around their beret and they have to be worn. Ugh. So they're like a mixture between a beret and a carbine. Um, is there any other Irish ones handy? This World War II. Ulster Defence Regiment, East German, West German, Officers Royal Artillery. I don't know if I've shown you that one before. That one has the, or it's either an officer or it's a senior NCO, but it's the wire cap badge. Uh, Medical Corps attached to air assault, air division, whatever way you want to call it. Um, cap badge in that one. Polish, German. This one is the Army Air Corps, or yeah, but it is for the Blues and Royals Guards Division. For there you go. Military Police. That's that one that we worked out one time where it's from. I can't remember where we said it was from before, but we worked it out. That was the other one. Oh God, I can't remember what that one was now. Yeah, that was the Transport Corps, but attached to Anglican. I can remember if I remember. Was that what it was? Or Royal Army Logistics Corps? Can't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head. I should really take bloody notes. That is there. This is the one I was looking for. So this is the medical officer. This is the wire cap badge or senior medical officer, and this one is a carbine also, but it's been shaped differently, as you can see. And then this one is another carbine for the Belfast University Officers Candidate Corps, which is slightly different hackle, but the carbines are all pretty much worn the same. And they need to be worn to your head. The Royal Irish Rangers one is the best one that fits me. The rest of these are a bit too small. but that's the Royal Army Belfast University Officers Training Corps. And then this one is very, very special to me because this was actually given to me by a friend who was actually a Royal Marine, Irish lad that joined up in the Royal Marines. So I swapped him a beret and he swapped me his one. So this one is very, very special to me and it has been shaped. And I know I shouldn't be wearing it because it is very hard to earn. But there you go, Royal Marine Commandos. I will. The reason I got it is because I wanted to do a Falklands video impression, and that's why I got it. Really, a good idea, guys. For what's my head size? 57 is my head size, so I'm actually lucky enough. I can get the Argyles. Argyles. Oh, the Argyles. For that would be class because the Argyles wore have a bit of a checkered history with that banner. So do the Black Watch, by the way. Um, but yeah, to have one of their Glengarrys would be nice, just so you could show it to people really, without getting too much involved and in depth into the silliness. But I really need to repack all these properly. But I mean, like the UDR as well were didn't have the best reputation. Some of it was just, some of it was unjust. Um, but I did with another YouTuber. We were watching a video. Was sent a video by another op banner collector, and it was just to show you how quick things could escalate and how quick things went pear shape and pretty much um, the checkered. So basically, what it was happening was it was an archive footage video of the 70s. Um, there was what looked like, if you ask me, it looked like they were loud and rowdy, but other than that, it seemed a fairly peaceful protest. Um, there was some soldiers in the back of a truck on one of the side streets. Some people approached that truck. The soldiers didn't really like what was said, or well, one specific soldier didn't like what was said in the back of that truck. He jumped out of the truck, started throwing a few slaps, and things pretty much went haywire. So it was just like how quick things could escalate. But they were a Scottish regiment. I'm not going to mention who they were, but um, if you can get me an Argyle, it's your local regiment. That's cool. We didn't. I love having the way in England the fact that like each area has its own little local um regiments, which we don't have. We've got battalions, and if you're from a certain area, the chances are you will end up in that battalion. Not always, but it's normally like that. But yeah, checkered or diced, more checkered history. I see what you did there, David. What period of the Troubles is most interesting to you? Uh, and I enjoy. The most I don't really have a specific area, if I'm quite honest. I have different parts and different things that would happen. Like the initial start of Up Banner, shall we say, is very, very interesting. Um, the civil rights movement was key, pretty much, if you ask me, in relation to the start of the Troubles. Um, and they were based on the same rights, the civil rights, as in the US that was kicking off as well around the same period of time. Um, it had a lot to do with politics. I'm trying to talk here in my opinion, at the start of the Troubles. Like you had a political regime, shall we say, called gerrymandering in the north, and it wasn't too nice, shall we say, to Catholics. Um, ba- like when you look at gerrymandering and you look at apartheid and you look at other religious or not religious but political ideas, they're very bloody similar. It's a if you ask me, it's a bit of a racist system. So with gerrymandering, if you couldn't vote unless you had a house, you couldn't buy a house if you were Catholic. You couldn't have a civil job. You couldn't work for the government. Um, Unemployment rates in Catholic areas was extremely ridiculous. So you had the civil rights movement that were looking for their own rights. Blah 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 blah. We all know what happened on Bloody Sunday in relation to the parachute regiment. There was other regiments there. There was other regiments there. Parachute regiment was involved and were reportedly have been involved, but there was other regiments there. We've all seen the inquiries that have been coming out over the years. Um, Things were done wrong. Uh, so look, it is what it is. Uh, the Battle of the Bogside was another strategic one. There's lots and lots of areas that, in relation to Banner, that are get my attention, but I do find the whole start of the Troubles very interesting. Because initially, when British soldiers went out onto the streets, they were loved by Catholics. People would bring out tea, sandwiches, the whole lot, and at that stage, they were getting their orders from England and from army headquarters, so they were very, very neutral. It wasn't You didn't really see the turning or the hatred towards the British Army until they were pretty much handed over to um, the Northern Ireland Assembly, which was a small bit bigoted, and the army turned. The army was being used in different ways, and that's when you can see the turning. Um, so yeah, it's a strange. It's just interesting. Even going back as far as 1916 and stuff like that in Irish history, it's very interesting and very complicated too, to a certain degree. Uh, where have I gone? And I Scottish Irish relations is a fluid as water. 1 minute we're worst of enemies, like we're buddies, and then we're back enemies again. Yeah, sure. Look, it's still going to this day. Celtic Rangers. Uh, what side of the bridge you come from? It's stupid if you ask me, but look, it is there. It's there. Early cog controlled by the Glen Guards, fixed bayonets and steel helmets. Yeah, exactly. So, is there a significant Protestant population in Southern Ireland? If yes, how did they fit into the Troubles? There are somebody who's been a bad boy and got themselves walloped. I wouldn't say there's a significant uh, Catholic presence in the south or Protestant presence in the south. Um, it all goes back to Jacobite plantation, and basically we were a bit of a thorn on England's side for centuries, and Mr. Cromwell um, came over and he basically had the famous slogan to Heller to Connacht. In other words, if you don't move, I'm going to kill you. So go to Connacht. Connacht is a region on the west of Ireland that is known to be very hard to farm, barren, and restricted in its amenities, shall we say. He's famously reported of saying it about Connacht that there's not enough trees to hang a man, not enough water to drown a man, and not enough soil to bury a man. So that's what his idea of sending people to Connacht was. Um, and at that stage in the southern south of Ireland as well, uh, segregation was huge. Segregation was huge. Land was owned, farms were owned by huge absentee landlords in England, and you either paid up or you worked. You could work 6 days of the week for the Lord, and the last day was your day to work. But how they decided that they try and neutralize the problem in Ireland was that they offered it to Scottish plantation owners. Um, they offered them land in Ulster, uh, because it's a very, very rich area for farming and agriculture. And they offered them land, offered them huge estates for the loyalty, pretty much, to stay part of the Union or the UK. And it's stemmed from that ever since. And you have William of Orange and King Billy and the Battle of the Boyne and all that. They're just like side notes on, but that's pretty much what Ulster's problem was. So yeah, a very forgotten community indeed, Stan. Yeah, but you don't really hear, even after the Civil War, or even after the War of Independence and the Civil War, you don't really hear of much atrocities towards regular Protestant people. It wasn't. It had nothing to do with the fact we were Catholic or Protestant. There was Protestants involved in the War of Independence. There was Protestants involved in the Civil War. It had nothing to do whether you were Catholic or Protestant at that stage. It was whether you were loyal to the crown or whether you wanted a republic. Um, Catholic and Protestant really didn't come into it at that stage. It did in the north, um, but in the south, it didn't really matter. Um, like a brief bit of history is like Ireland had been granted home rule in 1912, I believe, 1912 or 1913, and the Unionists in the north, uh, what we now call the Orange Society, or the staunch Ian Paisleys of their day, did not want to give what they seen, because they were, now remember, Ireland was still at that stage, turn of the century, 1900s, that was still owned by massive plantation owners, and the general public were working for those plantations, or renting off those plantations, or absentee landlords. Um, so there was a worry there. If we hang on, if we give the population home rule, what the hell can happen? And so they fought it. They signed the blood oath, literally in their blood. 50 odd thousand of them said that they weren't going to accept home rule. British government took a bit of notice of it and went, "Oh, okay." Um, lads down south that were pro home rule took a bit of notice. They formed their own. You had the Ulster Defence Association kicking off around the turn of the century, around 1912, 1913. And their idea was that they were being formed to fight, if basically civil war, if home rule was granted. Then down south, you had the Irish Volunteers, the original Irish Volunteers. They were formed to fight the lads in the north. The British government were backing the lads in the south. They were also backing the lads in the north on the quiet, because they were afraid that if there was a civil war, that they were going to be on the wrong side. Because so they wanted to be seen that they were helping the Irish people in the south to have home rule. Now, they also wanted to make sure that they were helping the lads in the north in case they won, or in case we won. You understand? They were back in the horse both ways, pretty much. Um, so that was going on. Germans, Yugoslavia, the prince gets shot in the head, and his wife killed. World War One starts. These two groups that were nearly at war with each other, Lloyd George, yes, Lloyd George, who was the Prime Minister of England at the time, went, bugger, we need soldiers to send to France. Where are we going to get them? Hang on, there's two armies across the road in Ireland that are pretty much formed, that we've been training for the last year, fully equipped. And he just pretty went, okay, I'm going to play a game of politics. So he went to the Irish lads and he said, lads, he said, I'll guarantee home rule if you go fight in France. Irish lads, up, off they went. Pretty much a, a huge population. They reckon, if you were to work it out in today's terms, they reckon it would be about 70% of the male population go fight in France, right? uh, of Ireland today. So picture 70% of the Irish population today going fighting in France. Um, so they went fighting in France, 16th Irish Division. Then lads in the north, he went to them as well and said, okay, yeah, you go fight in France. I'll talk about home rule, not giving home rule when you get back. They said, yeah, no problem. Off they went, 36th Ulster Division, right? They went fought in France. They fought side by side on both in lots of battles beside each other. 16th Division and the 36th Division. And basically, when the war was over, everybody came back to Ireland. Lloyd George went, "What are you on about? I didn't say anything like that." The Irish went, "Yes, you did. You said you were going to give us home rule if we had gone and fought for you in the war." And that's when you pretty much see the War of Independence kicking off because you had thousands upon thousands upon thousands of Irish men returning to Ireland that were after being lied to and fighting a war for something that they believed. And then they came back and they were pretty much, no, you're not getting what we thought you were getting. So they went, no, okay, there you go. Sorry, hold on a second. I've gone past a load of comments. That one was waddied for some reason. Any members disgrace over time after will numbers decrease over time after partition, but but the little but like Leitrim, where I had a large enough Protestant population, enough that there was Orange Order halls and UDF badges. Yeah, there you go. That's really interesting and something I've never heard of. Really complicated, but thanks. Yeah, it is complicated. It's hugely complicated. After partition, some left likely due to fear, but also numbers dwindled because intermarriages, families had to be. Yeah, there you go. That's a good point there. The projects after making they intermarried. They married local Irish girls. Catholic Church was huge at the time. Their kids were recognized as Catholics to be brought up as Catholics, things like that, and it just diluted. During the Troubles, they at least in Leitrim kept quiet. Yeah, I don't think there was any trouble pretty much, but we should be aware not to impose Protestant on Unionists. Yeah, exactly. There's a difference. Thanks for that. Even as a kid here in the north of England, my primary school in the 70s, problems between Catholic and Protestant schools. Yeah, exactly. Like a Foxtrot evening. Hello, how are you, David? It's welcome you. Loads of Scots, Irish, Welsh, etc. here in the north due to the industry. Yeah, you see, you do come across London. London as well apparently is notorious for having like Irish little boroughs, Irish borough, Jewish borough, things like that. So yeah, it is good. You're absolutely right. Was that turn up in Orangeman Halls? Is it? It would be. It would be. You see, you have to look at when weapons are being confiscated or weapons are turning up. Um, it's interesting to see where they came from. An awful lot of like when you think of this now, right? During the uh, say the build up to the First World War, an awful lot of the rifles that were being used down the south were SMLEs. They were short magazine Lee Enfields. Um, an awful lot of the rifles that were used in the north were uh, Kar 98s or Mausers. So like it just goes to show you who was backing who. Um, the difference between I suppose the formation of the Irish Volunteers and the Ulster Defence Association, the UDA at that time was the UDA had money. South lads in the South didn't. Um, remember, they have the power. These lads don't. We can afford stuff, nice and shiny stuff. These lads can't. So it's interesting to see where it is interesting to see where the weapons come from. Um, Old Austrian hybrids made out of bits. I have a mate in the FAC who was after one. Oh, okay, very cool. Um, this was a common thing. Whoa, whoop, whoop. This was a common rifle that you will see being used in the War of Independence, and it is quite simply YouTube. Get your put your panties back in order. This is a Denex. It is non-functioning. It don't work. Empty. There's no bore even in it. I can't even get my finger in it, so don't worry. Now, this was a common rifle that you will see. Now, I have redone the stock on this. They normally come like a blood red. I have revarnished this stock. Um, why was the SMLE common in the War of Independence? Quite simply, most of the guys knew how to use it. After they came back from France, I'll talk a bit more about this later on and go more in depth in it. But how the IRA at that time were getting their weapons was they were attacking RIC stations. Now, an RIC is not is the difference to the RUC. They'll be the grandfathers of the RUC, and the RIC, Royal Irish Constabulary, lived in barracks. They had little barracks dotted around the place. The IRA would go to local, small enough barracks. They'd walk up, literally knock on the door. We're the IRA. We know where your family live. Give us your guns, or we're going to blow down your bloody station. And that's how they used to get guns. Um, and then they literally, that's why you had the auxiliaries, the black and tans. The army end up more on the streets was because the RIC had broken down. The IRA had literally broken the RIC. These lads, remember, the RIC were Catholics, the majority of them, local guys who had families, parents, wives, children, kids, and stuff like that. So they were very, very easy manipulate. Um, there are famous cases of IRAs or the RIC having given information, people in the RIC giving information to the IRA. Um, so it's very interesting subject actually. It's a puppet. It is a puppet. Kenny. Oh, Kenny Rebels back. Try not to kill Kenny now, please, lads. Don't kill Kenny. Um, a town up the road from me, Cloistermore, is called Little Ireland because it was the first settled by North Irish immigrants in the late 1800s. They came to work in the mines. Oh, very cool. That's very interesting. Military collectibles. Um, it's a puppet. It is a puppet rifle, David. Nice Denix. Thanks very much. One of the better Denix replicas. Yeah, well, I did put a bit of work into it. I did redo the stock and I weathered the metalware a small bit. But yeah, thanks very much. Military collectibles. Served my apprenticeship with a lad from Portsmouth. Okay, cool. Your lad's chatting away. Great bloke. Never seen Jim. Great bloke. Never seen Jim for over 35 years. They are serviceable reenactor prop. There you go. There's a good name, Dave. Thank you very much. Serviceable reenactor prop. Awesome name video the other day. Thanks very much, Kenny. I did do one. People seem to find those style of videos popular, so I have some other ones coming up. Military collectibles. Asked me to do World War Two American one, so I will be doing that. That'll be coming up soon enough. I'm just waiting on one or two bits to come in to finish off the impression. But there you go. Oh man, batteries engaged. Target Kenny. Yeah, try not to kill Kenny, please. Um, or fall a shot. Military collectibles. No way. It's always blew me away at oddness of his surname. You learn more every day. Did somebody just shoot Kenny? Stop bombarding Kenny, guys. Um, so for those of you that have just joined, the likes of Kenny and things like that, right? Is we're running a competition. I said I'd run a competition when I got to 500 subscribers. I've gone past it now. I'm at 550 odd when I just checked before I came online. Fantastic. I never thought I'd get that many, but thanks, guys, for getting me that far. I do appreciate you, and I try and take advice from you as well. So what I'm doing is I'm running a competition. The competition is quite simply it's an off banner mystery box. There's on average, I reckon there's about 200 euros worth of gear in there. Um, sorry, 200 sterling worth of gear in there. I can't go too much into detail. Obviously, it's a mystery box, but it will be pretty much suitable for somebody to start a collection, even a mannequin, if you want to look at it that way. So there's a video coming up on Saturday. How to enter into the competition is you literally put a comment on that video on Saturday. When the video comes up on Sunday, that's the competition over. Okay. So when the video comes up on Sunday, I will literally go onto my computer and I look and see all the comments from the previous video, and whoever's on that comment board at that stage will put their name in a hat, and there will be a mystery guest hand coming and picking out one on a live stream, and then that's the winner. All right. So does everyone understand the rules of the competition? Windage and elevation, windage and elevation. Steel helmet stand. I believe the surname Cardigan orientates the Scottish English border area. Looking forward to your World War Two Ranger impression. Yeah, the I'm waiting on one bit more to come back in, and then hopefully we should have that done. Um, and then I need to find a quiet cliff area that I can run up along for Point to Hawk. But we'll I shouldn't be telling you what I'm doing, but I am. But people seem to like those style of videos. Military collectibles, cheers CJ. One of those things worked with him and me, and you promised to keep in touch, but you never do. Oh, okay. That's sad. Uh, like, try to keep this thing out of the camera and stop playing with it. So does everyone's under Kenny's flying the white flag. Everyone happy with the idea of the competition and what we're going to do. Um, it's going to be the video on Saturday. You leave a comment on the video on Saturday. When the video on Sunday comes up, the competition is over, and then you will have to live stream the following Friday. Mystery hen comes in, picks out a name on live stream, and that's your winner. Isn't that a French? French? Isn't what a French? No, the French, believe it or not, they don't surrender. They just run. Yep, competition sounds great. Perfect. Thank you very much. Um, so there will be some off banners. Yes, dogs are gone mental. There will be some off banner stuff, and there will be some other items in it as well. Also, um, Jesus, the dogs are gone crazy. And there's the fireworks here. So, guys, it is 9 o'clock. So I'm going to give it another 10 or 15 minutes, and we will log out. And basically, I hope you enjoy yourselves for the weekend. We remember three kinds of people: friends, enemies, and Kenny. I wouldn't classify Kenny as the enemy. You South Park him a lot for some reason. Um, yeah, he got killed accidentally here one time. For people that don't know, we had um I think it was Dave actually. Was it Dave that whacked him, or was it Andrew that whacked him? He we had a troll, I suppose you call him, whatever, a guy messing around on the live stream. The boys went to silence him, and Kenny got whacked by accident. So that's the little lingo and jokes. Don't kill Kenny. Kenny from South Park. We remember three kinds of people. Oh yeah, sorry, I read that. Have I have to admit my DAC dry fire 1930 SLA is something I'm glad to win. Yeah, I do like the antique type rifles. I'm hoping to try and get a K98, and I'm hoping to try and get the M1 Grand, the grandfather of automatic rifles. Um, Oh, Jim did it. It was Jim that killed him. Okay, fair enough. Uh, so I do like antique rifles. I don't. My rifle collection consists of one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 simulations um, of bang bangs for my collection, but I do like the older style. This is say my first real old one. I had this from when I was doing World War I reenacting, and I liked it, so I kept it. But yeah, there you go. Where have we gone? So give him so give him a medal accidentally. So give him a medal. Shot my big toe off. We gave. Uh, we all make mistakes in the heat of passion. Uh, She's was a scratch. That was from Life. Wasn't what Life of Brian? Search for the Holy Grail. For her. Come back and fight me. It's mere, just a mere flesh wound. Serviceable reenactor props. There we go. Serviceable reenactor prop. Uh, so yeah, um, and in Ireland as well, the laws are a bit of a pain in the buggery. So it's easier to get either an airsoft rifle and do little bits and pieces to make it look real, more real, or to get a DAC or a DNX. Even DNX, I only have actually one true DAC, um, which is weird, but yeah, I only have true one DAC. Anyone, any thoughts on Blackjack Down? Blackjack Down, is that a new film? I haven't seen it. Hawk, Black Hawk, or Black Hawk Down, Black Hawk Down, Black Hawk Down. Uh, I have seen it from an ex-veteran. It is bloody realistic. Uh, I believe from reading books and I believe from seeing documentaries and stuff, there are one or two fictional things in it, but the vast majority of it did actually happen. So yeah, um, Kenny just brought it up there before I even got a chance to say it. It is a bit of a hoorah, yeah, exercise, but in fairness, they did deserve it. Those lads that did do what's known as the Mogadishu Mile, whereas they literally ran from where they were back to their safe zone. It's known as the Mogadishu Mile, but it's an interesting one if you study military history and military tactics. It just goes to show you how um, things can go wrong when you are complacent. They had used the exact same tactics on a number of raids already in the area for looking for warlords and higher generals and stuff like that. And complacency kept creeped in. They kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it. The Somalis weren't stupid. They learned their tactics and went, okay, we know if we can take down a Black Hawk, they will stay to defend it, and then we'll have them in a barrel, which they did. So if you look at it that way, it's very very interesting. The Denix pistols are getting better. Serviceable holster fitters. I haven't come across any Denix pistols. I know I am looking for a Webley, and I do know they make a Denix one, and I do know SOF sell one, um, for a reasonable enough price. But I'm not 100% sure on getting them into Ireland. I have to. I was going to ring SOF actually, or give them an email and find out what I would need to do to get one here, because it's reasonable enough. It's only like $60 for their Walter, not their Walter Webley. Uh, that was my question. Is realistic for X Veteran? Yeah, it is. It is. The sound effects even. It's uncanny how they can do it these days. The last war movie I watched and actually gave me the heebie-jeebies was Danger Close. yeah, that is another ultra realistic war movie. If you ask me, Saving Private Ryan as well. Starting the scene of Saving Private, actually all the battle scenes of Saving Private Ryan are mental. Band of Brothers, Pacific, uh, sound effects in those are fantastic. In a not a non PTS way, PTSD way, I should say. But yeah, Webley Mark Five air pistol is good. Good. Air pistols in Ireland are actually classified as firearms, so you have to have a license for them. A pellet, steel pellet, two pellets, uh, are classified as firearms in Ireland, so you have to have a license for them. An interesting look at warfare pre World War Two here. Yeah, exactly. We have an airsoft Webley Mark Five. It's awesome. Kenny. I didn't know there was an airsoft version of it. Is there an airsoft version of the Webley? Where would I get one of them? I wonder. I'll have to have a look at my suppliers, my airsoft shop guys that I know around here that sell stuff, and see can I get one. Right, guys, it's 10 past. So if you have any more questions for the next 5 minutes, and then we'll log off, say goodbye, say our tearful goodbyes until next Friday. Um, I'm sorry I didn't put on a drinking cap. I didn't have anything to drink, so you didn't get to see me in a drinking cap. Sorry. Um, but there's always next week. There's always next week. There's no room in there at the minute. There was something I wanted to show you there. Oh yeah, military collectibles, because he's here and he'd know better than I would. Um, this is, I believe, a reproduction. I'm not 100% sure because it is fairly worn looking on the inside. Um, see that if you can see that on the inside military collectibles. I got this as a reproduction, but I'm not 100% sure whether it is or it isn't. So I thought your brain capacity and knowledge might be a bit better than mine. So you might have a better idea. I think it is American Air Force World War Two reproduction. I can't find any marks on it. Um, as to say who made it. Now the sweatband actually feels like real leather. I don't know if you can see the inside of that. So I'm not 100% sure if it is or if it isn't a reproduction. So if you guys can help me, it would be greatly appreciated. And it's huge for me actually. It's like a big hello, big bloody head. Might fit Stan actually. Stan, you have a big head, don't you? Might send you a present. Might look well in your man cave. Where are we going? I got a Denix Browning and a Webley. They're okay. Do the job, looking the part in the holster. Okay, that's cool. In the UK, airsoft and replicas, you have to have a defense. Defense for having them as being an airsofter or reenactor. Otherwise, the replica war weapons or DX both more expensive. Okay. Do milsims get Cold War one at the end of the month? NATO Warpack. I do mil. Oh, you do milsim. Sorry. Okay, very cool. 61, 60, 60, 61 headstands, big head. I'd say this isn't far off it. There's no size on it, so I can't really tell. Um, there was a label on it that looks like it's been, like it's got that old plasticky feel to it. I don't know if you can hear that. So I don't know. I really don't know. I thought it was a reproduction, but the more I look at it and the more I don't have enough experience with the American World War Two stuff to give you a definite answer. If it was an off banner one, and if I seen bits and bobs, like I'd be going, yeah, like you'd see a maker's marker, you'd see something, but I don't know. I don't see anything really. Where are we going? Possibly a repurposed Dutch peak cap. that what they used to use as replicas, but if it's new, then it possibly, possibly a purpose-made replica. Oh, okay. And am I right when I'm saying it's Air Force? Or is it Army? I think it's Air Force. I think that badge is Air Force. Yeah, it's just an interesting little item that I don't really have much info on that I needed a bit of information on it. Stan, this is definitely a 61, or if not a friggin' 70. Jesus. It's huge. It's like Baldrick or Captain Mannering. No, it wasn't even Captain Mannering. Captain Mannering didn't even look that bad. Oh, there we go. And I do need to try and any of you know what this one is? This is came with a collection that I have for trade that I'm probably going to trade to somebody for something or other. But it's German it is Bavarian police cap from, I cannot tell the date because it is in German and I do not read German. Okay, there you go. This is the Polizei from Bavaria because of the crest. The blue in the fight is Bavarian. So there you go. Please step off out of the vehicle. You're driving too fast in the Autobahn. Shouldn't be really taking a piss out of the Germans. I get a load of people now friggin' hopping off me. Don't be doing accents of the Germans. You really upset them. Okay, sorry. Ting, hello, how are you, Ting? East German, Berlin police. It's German. It's just not Berlin police. It's Bundeswehr or not Bundeswehr. Jesus. Bavarian. Yes. Did any of you actually see that meme that's going around? Which is crazy. It was a German um, comedian, and he was proving a point, and he basically went hip hip hooray, and the crowd went like the crowd. Well, he went hip hip, the crowd went hooray, hip hip, the crowd went hooray, hip hip, the crowd went hooray, and he went Zeke, and the crowd went, you know the answer to that, and he just went Toji. It was just mental the way it was just. It was funny. It was funny and unfunny, if you get me, but it was just weird the way that you could train people. Green and white taxi driver's cap. Brits who served in Germany will get it. Oh, okay. Uh, yeah, I get it. I know what you mean. Taxi! Get that man a taxi service home. So, yeah. It's alright, guys. It's 20 past. Is it 20 past? It's 20 past. Okay, it's 20 past. Better love you and leave you. Have a good one. Have a safe weekend. And I will talk to you all next week. Don't forget, if you want to enter the competition, the video on Saturday, leave a comment in the section of the videos or the video section. Uh, Jake, hello, darling. How are you? We are, we are just leaving, so you will have to. Sorry, we are just leaving. We will have to watch the repeat. Um, we were talking about the German police, so be careful out there, guys. I'm going to get so much hatred now for taking the Mickey out of the Germans. It's a joke, please. YouTube joke. Bit of a sense of humor now, please. We're only having a bit of crack. Um, competition, right? Final information on the competition. Competition is video comes up on Saturday. Leave a comment in the comment section when the video comes up on Sunday, or when the other video comes up on Sunday. Competition is closed. Next live stream Friday. Mystery hat will come in, pick a name out of hat from those comments, and you will be the winner. Everyone understand? Everyone happy? Thumbs up. Hey. Right. So, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves, and I will talk to you next Friday. Okay?